Grand Risings. Um, let's bring this here. So I'm just looking in one direction. There we go. Uh, Today feels off. Um, yeah, just the stream and just fucking low side, and then I step on the carpet and it's something. Gotta shuffle fucking pounds of poop. So, oh, and then this broke. So it's just been. So, yeah, I guess I was like attempting to stream, and then I just. This is how I'm feeling, right? So, the Baltimore Ravens lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers last night. They missed the field goal, right? Um, could have won the game, not even game tying, game winning field goal. And the kicker, rookie, right, missed that bitch. Now, Lamar Jackson drove the team down the field, put them in position for said field goal. The kicker missed the field goal, right? And and they're out the playoffs. So now they're out the playoffs, and it's like, does Lamar Jackson go back to Grand Risings, just talking about life? Um, does Lamar Jackson go back to like a job or something? Does Lamar Jackson quit football because he did his part and someone else didn't do their part, right? Um, and that's what I'm kind of like figuring out now, and wanted to read this book to kind of just reinstate myself, I guess, my energy, um, as a reminder, because it is frustrating, and I think that's the thing that I'm working on is allowing myself to feel, um, and just like work through it versus like going, and then you hold this energy because it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to. to just lose. And what I was really meditating on is that when, if you're saying you never make mistakes, I'm not saying I never make mistakes. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when I make mistakes, I hold myself accountable for said mistakes. And then we make changes to get better. And um, that's how we get better. That's the difference. And seeing that, um, I can see myself, my progression through the years, and seeing my own progression inspires me to continue. Like a big thing that I would do, I wouldn't look at anybody else's like Instagram. I would just look at my own Instagram all day and just be like, oh my god, okay, let's make this video, let's make this video, let's do a food thing, let's go on this adventure, let's go skateboarding. I don't have skate shoes, that's fine, I'll skate barefoot. Um, Probably consume others much. It's But back to like the group dynamic of being able to look back and now just being honest, like Living the Party came on, um, just the music and going through stuff. There's so many just bad memories that go along with it that it doesn't excite me to keep going, you know. And that's the thing I'm like working on, of going, all right, with the music stuff and with all these other things, like to be able to stay positive and to keep going. um, the thing that's like is different, and that's what I was even like meditating on, was like to be here, you have all these things, and you know, stuff, and I'm like, I miss the energy of hitchhiking, the energy I felt when I was, you know, being myself, a full God potential. And I think that's what everyone fails to realize, is that it's an energy, it's not necessarily the physical things. And um, Grand Risings, when each of my stories that I can tell, when something really happened right after, or once I changed my perspective, um, like let's say I was stuck for a couple days, right? And I really thought I was going to make it out of the snowstorm. And I went through the whole night freezing and all that shit. I ended up, it was a really tough week, crazy tough week, right? Um, But then I ended up, you know, finally getting a ride. I got picked up by the pastor. They gave me the booze and a place to stay. They let me shower. The next ride after that was a Hunter, and they gave me a ride through Montana and talked to me about a bunch of cool shit. Bought me a Subway sandwich. Didn't get the 6 inch. Let me get the foot long. This is a real one, right? And then after that, we got Lucy, who drove me through Idaho, to Washington, um, and then gave me the sleeping bag. And then I was able to go to Seattle, and Seattle was a lot of fun. Met some cool people at the skate park. And then yeah, Portland. Saw Portland for what it is. I'm not trying to. I'm not even going to argue with y'all about Portland. But then after Portland, Sacramento, and San Francisco, it's just like all these things just kept happening. And I made it through like this like hard time, and now it just feels that like imagine going through all that stuff and then you don't like necessarily get rewarded, you just get more negativity, right? And and that's the thing, it's like, oh, of course you have the bus. um Yet, like, the thing with the bus that was really exciting for me was being able to put the bus together and, you know, display it with my art and the music and all this shit. And yeah, now it's like a lot of negative energy in the bus, and I'm working on alchemizing that. It's just like the bus now frustrates me because I look at it as a symbol of believing in others when I shouldn't have. That's what I feel. That's my honest truth. It's being like, damn, I should have did this myself, and I shouldn't have believed in anyone. And it's like, yeah, it's not necessarily over, um, because I'm alive. It's I've just been thinking about like all the stuff because I did FreeWater Fest many moons ago, and I did it just by myself. Like, I set up the lights. Literally, all the other artists besides shouts out to Julian Virgin showed up, and my friend um, Josh. Josh pulled up, um, and I had to do a 20-minute set. Somehow memorize all these songs before. It was cool. It was cool. It wasn't like it was a bunch of people, like 50 billion people, but it was like 20 people or so that showed up, and they were like 20 of my friends, and it was like a cool time. And now, like, every time I try to, what I feel like that I've been doing is like trying to relive these moments, even with like taking acid and stuff. I'm attempting to get back to this frequency, and it's like it's not even possible now. Because the difference was if I'm by myself or even in a like surrounded by others who believe or something like that, or even just believe in the moment. Um, or can I believe in me, right? And that's what is different. And I can say that because let's say I threw this one event she speaks. It was like I did New Year's in New York, so it was before New York. I did an event in Atlanta. Even the New York event was cool that I did. But yeah, the one I did in Atlanta, I was like, I remember saying like, "Yo, I don't even care if it was up because I'm getting to do this with my friends, and us just hanging out feels good, you know." Um, and it was a vibe. It was a super cool vibe. People came, didn't even expect it to be as cool, and then left because they had to go to other things, and then like came back, and we just like vibed out to like 1, 2 in the morning. And I remember when I was performing, and as I'm like rapping, singing, whatever, the lights started flickering, and you could just really feel the power in the building. And yeah, I try to do stuff like that. Yeah, the thing about it is that everybody like really wanted to show up for the event. Like I remember Jazz, shouts out to Jazz for this one. Like wanting to do a good job because wanting to make herself proud, make me proud. Even Anais performing, did a good job dancing. Um, it's just we showed up. I think that's the difference. And when everyone one believes in you, right? Like, oh shit, of course is the God doing these things, and we want to support him and the vision, and this, that, and the other. Versus like, oh, you're the God. You always figure things out, so you can do this. Like, and that's what I was saying during Basel. I think it's more the things that I'm feeling, and I'm trying to rush it and just like get back to the grind mode. But like when you wake up and you just feel this way, it's just like fuck, you know. Um, and that's it's just like with the posters not being up, or just like no one like in every angle there was no support for how it was supposed to be supported. We can say, well, I tried, but then it's the equivalent of like, oh yeah, I just answered a couple questions. I did my best. I didn't study, but I did my best. Versus like, yo, this is what we need to do. And um, even like I said with the New York thing, because I'm like, all right, I'm attempting to do all these different things, but when I showed up to my event in New York, and Earth Mama Medicine, I forgot Natalie, I believe her name is. She set up the event, but when I got there, we got there like late, because we got pulled over. I was driving from Virginia to New York, like that morning type shit. Um, And yeah, we got there. We fucking did our performance, crushed that shit. Fucking people were stoked. Um, and then afterwards, like had a chill little time. Um, I was still able to like just pull up and like perform, and that's where I'm saying like the support, and that's what I'm realizing is the difference is like trying to like you can't necessarily give someone a winning mentality. Like, like that's all it is going it's it's like how you see like LeBron get to the finals all the time and then like lose or something, where it's like, oh yeah, it's LeBron James, so we don't have to necessarily do anything because they're going to do everything. So I am so focused on getting the rewards of winning, and that's the thing. When you are more if you understand the rewards come with winning, and that's just like cool, versus like, oh, I'm doing this because like whatever. Let's say for instance, um let's say you're into the drugs and the girls and stuff like that that comes with being an artist, like a music artist, right? So then you get so caught up in doing that you then your performances start lacking and you're missing shows or you just straight die, right? um it's because we lose track of what's actually important. That's the music that's showing up, what we need to do. And if we get so caught up in all the other shit that then winning isn't necessarily a mentality or just a fucking like what's it called? It should just be like muscle memory, right? Like winners always figure out a way to win. And that's like the difference. It's like, all right, let me figure this out, let me figure this out, let me figure this out. And that's where I feel because I'm like, Spirit, why am I like so drained? Why am I this? And it's like, well, I have to sit and actually figure, these emotions out. And I'm always trying to keep going and keep winning and come up with like a new way to like get the family together and oh, we can all be close and we can all do this and we can all do that. Yeah, it never works because everyone has to show up on that same level. Or if someone's in the league, right? Let's say if I drop, let's say 50 in a night. Let's say Steph Curry. Steph Curry drops 50 in a night, but it's a back to back, literally exhausted, went above and beyond, saved the game, did all this, but now don't have the energy to do it back to back because it took a lot. So we need someone else to step up, and then now I can do a backseat. That's not even possible. So now it's like me living in this world where like I was saying with hitchhiking, I'll go and hitchhike across the whole country in the snow and sandals and all that because I know Spirit is going to reward me something crazy. And it's always like every time I put in work, I was rewarded for it. Now it's like I'm punished. It's like, okay, whoa, Quartz, you worked really hard to create this environment and even deliver your child. Do you get to talk to your child? No. And it's like, why? You know? Literally, why? Oh, because every other time I get gaslit and make me feel like I'm the bad. Oh, of course, you snapped, you snapped. Okay, I didn't even fucking snap. I said, yo, we just fucking lost so much during Basel that could you go to my dad's since you want to go there for the holidays anyway, right? Just go there a couple days earlier before Christmas. You said you already wanted to go for Christmas and all that stuff. So just go there and then let me figure some shit out, get situated, figure out what the game plan is so we can fucking win. And then once we figure it out, then we can do all these things. But right now we're not figuring shit out and we're sabotaging and then compounding all the pressure on myself. So it's like, all right, now I have these people around who aren't really helping, and then it causes more energy. It's like taking energy without putting it back in, and it's like, well, I wanted help in this way, but now I get more problems than I do solutions. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, well, I wanted help for the problems I already had. I didn't want more problems added on, and then now I have to figure out these solutions. I already have so much I gotta do. don't tell me what to do and where to go and boom 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 boom. And it's like I can't even say you act like a child because Leo doesn't even act like this. That's where I get confused because I'm like, all right, this is childish behavior, but then my own child doesn't act like this. So I'm confused. I didn't even act like this as a child. So that's where I'm like, where's the I just don't get it. And like I look at the videos and the pictures and stuff and I'm like, oh, the family and this, that, and the other. And I feel that it's like the idea of it is what I'm in love with and that's what I was striving for. Yet the actuality of it, what's going on, is different. And I think that's what's frustrating is because if if people actually lived up to the perception, right? If we came in and did the things that we were supposed to do, it's so much different. Yet we like to take the perception of it and be like, oh my god, I'm this, I'm that. Not show up godly in any way, shape, or form, right? But then we want to live like gods, we want to be treated like gods, we want to be worshipped like one. And that's where I feel my frustration lies today is because I show up in all these ways and even now where it's like, okay, I'm shoveling poop and I'm taking care of these dogs and like it's, let's say for instance, because of course, are you selling the dogs, are you not selling the dogs, what's going on? Well, you know, sure, logically, and it's making more sense to sell the dogs, but it's also tough because it's like, well, when we say like, hey, this is the nonprofit, this is like the things that we've like even worked for, right? For all our dogs getting stolen and having a home and stuff like that, right? And we have the space. It's just okay. Well, now it's the time, the money, the fucking, and it's like as a group we take on dogs, right? But then it's like I said, the problems. It's like, hey, we take on everyone like accepts missions and problems and things and all that stuff. How many people actually solve them? So then it's like, okay, for me, all right, well, I want to, I want to win. I don't want to fail. So then it's like, oh, dude, wouldn't it be awesome to have like the puppies, and then like that's why I'm editing video to be able to raise money to keep them, take care of them, even hire more help, whatever it is. um, it's just overwhelming, and I'm trying not to spaz out. Um, that's where it's like that's where like because if we didn't go to our bathroom and we didn't do all these things and um, even just create, and that's the thing that I'm saying, like it's not even like a lot of things about the money, right? It's about opening these doors and then not going through them, so all the negative energy comes through, and we're destroying these timelines, and it's like now we have to suffer from it because we didn't do what we needed to do to win, and so now we're suffering from it, and so now the suburban doesn't work. We didn't do the things that we needed to do before, right? Hey, let's get these other cars fixed, and it's like for myself, like okay, I went to Atlanta to like fill my cup up so then I can show up because it's like all right, I'm trying to support everyone. I'm trying not to spaz out. So let me like fill my cup up so then I can heal and then show up at how we need to. But then if I leave, shit doesn't get done, and then like I'm also don't have enough energy to do this stuff because I'm being drained in so many different ways. So it's like it's a lose lose. That's what's like frustrating about it. Because it's not like, all right, course, do this meditation and work really hard and you're gonna get rewarded for it. It goes, all right, no, you let's say I work out, I look good, I dress up super sexy and all that stuff, and I show up how I need to show up. Does that mean that I'm going to like be able to attract people and do these things and have a good time? No, that's not what that means. It means I have all these people around me fucking hating on me and trying to copy me in any way, shape, or form, or whatever it is. And then instead of just helping be successful, it's okay, well, I'm trying to do all this and get this and me. And then if the interesting part about it is if I was me, then people wouldn't even be around and then we'd actually be successful. But everybody else wants to be me when it's like, oh, I'm showing up as a group. It's tough to feel like your own child and your child missing you and stuff like that. And like, it's it's like like I said, like the thing like I brought up the Lamar Jackson thing because it's like, yo, if we showed up, right? the way we needed to, we would be winning, but we don't. And like, so that's where it's like, all right, well, even when it's like, oh, streaming and this, that, and the other, it's like, no, if we just showed up as gods and existed and did what we needed to do, then the world would be able to, you know, give us the abundance and we can tap into it and all that stuff. And it's like, I want to be like, I want to get back in that frequency and be there and exist there. Yet now it's shrouded in so much, and that's why I feel like I have to sit here and work through this because it's like it's shrouded in so much negativity of me being a god, of every time like I show up as my full self, fucking shit hits the fan because then it goes, oh, I want to win, and then like, then what? And then I wouldn't even be as mad, and I said this, if if it wasn't the same mistakes that happened constantly over and over again, and then like if we actually changed, if we made a mistake and we learned from it and we improved upon it, then by all means we can say that was a catalyst for learning a lesson. Let's fucking keep it pushing, moving forward. Yeah, we do the same shit every fucking time, and then if I'm like, yo, what the fuck, I'm the bad guy. Get this bitch working again. God damn. Let's see if we get a different card today. Squirrel. So I guess that's what's off this off here. I just have to like I'm frustrated because it's been about a month and it's like I already feel like I want to like it's been 5 years and all this shit. I'm just like reading a book or whatever, and like, all right, for instance, this picture behind me, boop, this one, right? Flora met at the New York event, right? Duh, you do cool stuff, and then people go, "Oh, I remember your event. It was so cool," and da 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 da. Da. And you're in Florida. Let's meet up. All right, bet. And then we're there, and then like it was. It's like it's cool, but then you can feel like the nervousness, and then like with Luna, like I just go, "Hey, like we can feel the nerves. Like you could." Let's just like talk about it or like let's work through it or whatever it is. No, I'm not. Blah 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 blah. Grand Risings. So then again we meet up in New York and it's like the same shit and then I told Luna, I remember saying this, I said we're arguing over my own energy, right? Like people come out and they want to hang out with me, but then I have to argue with you about how I'm even spending my time with people. You make things feel really uncomfortable, and then when people leave, I go like, "Yo, what the fuck was that about?" No, the police said they were gonna come back. Everyone says they're gonna come back, and then they don't come back. I don't get why this is. So now, like the photography, right, is like a reminder of just negative shit, you know. And that's what I guess that's what I'm working on right now, and I have to like realize that this is just as important as moving forward, because it's like, and I said this, like all the things that I cared about now have negative energy around them, and that's it's on me. I have to take that responsibility, because me wanting a family and wanting a community and a team and people to help out, and forcing this projection onto others didn't serve anybody, right? It didn't serve them, it did not serve me. It didn't serve them because they now pretend that they're these people that they aren't, right? And then it doesn't help me because if they actually, the thing that I get confused on is within these years I have to do all this stuff in like really fucked up environments, right? And just like under a bridge, like fucking living in, you know, LA. And I was just telling the stories, like you open up the bathroom and there's heroin needles on the ground and fucking shit all over the fucking walls, like all over the toilet, the sink, the fucking door. You know, you got shit so bad, you're like, oh, fuck it, I might fucking just stand right there. You know, you're like, oh, I'm tripping. Let me fucking find another one, or I might have to go in the bush or something. Like all this shit that I've been through, and that's what yesterday when I was reading the book and it was saying your journey is your journey. You can't force anybody on your journey, and I think that's what I did. I should have did my journey my way. You know, just did the things that I needed to do. Um, community is like-minded individuals. You know, not just individuals. And I think that was a big difference of, you know, 5 years ago to today. 6 years ago, damn near, right? Um, it's interesting to feel more alone now than when I was hitchhiking, because when I was hitchhiking, I felt spirit with me, you know. Um, and that's why I would go out. Even people send me money for a bus ticket. Oh, don't go out there, please, don't do it. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm going out there. I'm representing spirit, bitches. Um, and like realistically, like if you look at people as friends, you be like, oh, this is a cool friend, you know. And that's, I think, feel like turning lessons into blessings is when I read this book for the first time, even reading it now, because I'm like, I mean, it slaps. I'm not saying it doesn't slap. It still gets me. It's just I remember just like I don't care about anything else except this shit. But reading it and being like, all right, I can do anything. And then when you really hold yourself to that standard, then you achieve it. And I don't know, I wasn't fucking up. That's the difference. People fucking up too much. Niggas is fucking up too much. Why is niggas fucking up? Right? And then thinking it's okay. Like, oh, we're gonna learn from this. Like, it's not. I don't want to learn from losses anymore. That's what I'm over. I don't care. I'd rather learn from wins and then getting better. And that's what people don't even realize, that a true winner, even when they're winning, they go, you know what? We could have won even more. And it's like, wait, what are you talking about? Yup. Not like, oh my god, we beat the shitty team by 2. It goes, no, we were supposed to win by 30 because we missed on this, and I missed these buckets, and I didn't see the open person there, and we need to rebound better, and all these things because we're constantly getting better, and that's what godliness is. Godliness is to be up here, and you keep stretching the you you raise the fucking ceiling, you raise the space, it's forever expanding. And that's what is missing, is literally losing for 5 years. And that's what I think about. Every fucking event fucking sucked, right? Let's be honest. Right? Every time I try to do something, it was a big fucking fail. Um I always tend to somehow twerk it and twist it or whatever it is. But that's the thing about even spirit, is like, no, I don't want to fucking be like capitalism and have shitty stuff and like try to sell you that it was good. If it was ass, it was ass. Like, and it was ass. Like, that's the thing about us. I don't want to, like, yeah, we got the music video because everything else fucking failed. And I was able to come away with something, because I'm always going to come away with something that's a winner, right? But if we go, no, we were supposed to do this, and it's like we didn't expand the ceiling. What we did was scrape the bottom. We fucking barely scraped the bottom. It was like, oh, we made it, right? Versus like, no, not only did we shoot one music video, we shot 3 music videos. We shot 3 music videos, a fucking vlog, we sold the art, we fucking did all these side videos interviewing people with the little microphone and all these different things, right? We did TikTok dances to the song. We did challenges. We had people come up and play the game on the da 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 da. It's like all these things. That's winning. That's fucking being up here. That's what I want, right? Those are the things that I want to be achieving, not just, well, we did this. I don't know. And that's the thing. It's like, do I give up living like a god? You know, holding the frequency of a god because the team failed. Well, we pulled the world. If there's one card to pull, you pull the world. It's a good card. So, um, yeah, no, I think I just keep I want to fucking. It's like I want to be out on the court. It's like I wanna be you know out doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Yet I'm not there yet, and it's frustrating. I'm trying to not rushing. Um, but the best thing we can do is, enjoy the recovery, I guess. Because I asked myself, I'm like, was it that bad? And it's like, actually, it was worse. And you're like, oh. So, get the highlighters, right? We are going to read from the talk book. And, yeah, I mean, is what it is. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, shouts out to the dogs. The Tablets of Light is a scribed text that is alive, multidimensional, a being of light. Each person that chooses to read the sacred text is also a carrier and bringer forth of infinite knowledge of sacred codes of light. These sacred codes of light also have varying gestation periods. These gestation periods vary for each of you in each of the scribe consciousness. And yet the time to uncover that which is now. This is for your incarnation at this time. You have traveled across the multiverse to this place called Earth. You hold within you the sacred texts of other solar systems, of other times, of other ways of life. You are a light bearer, a way shower, a consciousness evolver, which means that you are in a journey of epic proportions, one in which you are self creating, self initiating, finding your own way. It is as if you are walking inside the bowels of Earth in the darkness, with your own light, finding your way and bearing the light, showing the way to others, and in the process evolving consciousness. Sometimes the path that is laid before you, which you walk upon, is already open. Other times you forge through the closed doorway, the forgotten pathway, the non existent path, because you know that is the way. When you know that is the way, it is evident to you and that and to you alone. When you know that this is the way, it is evident to you in you alone. So we're gonna highlight that one. Thousands of other seekers will walk past the truth, past that is evident to you because it is yours to show the way. It is yours to illuminate. It is yours to shine the light upon. The tablets of light is a reactivation of divine consciousness inhabiting the human soul. That is how it has always been. Again, it is simultaneously old, ancient, and forgotten, and new, innovative, and remembered. You are a diamond light seed of galactic divinity, multifaceted, exquisite, unique, and brilliant. The Tablets of Light is a text that you left for yourself to find in order to remind you of who you truly are, to remind you of why you're really here, to call back within your own heart an awareness of your divine origin. We will continue our journey in increments. We invite you to pause here and take a few breaths to absorb this increment thus far. This camera case. Oh man, that's cool. So yeah, I think that's all it is. Is not necessarily others are gonna do what they're gonna do, right? It's I guess what the big thing that I have to heal, and this is where we're gonna call this the title, is healing my need and belief in family, or just like I think we have this whole idea of community without realizing we are already in a community, and that's Earth. Like, you can't change that. Like, sure, I'm not, we don't have 1,000 acre compound with helipads and fucking, you know, thousands of people living there, right? Um, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a part of the community of Earth, and that Earth isn't, in community with me. Um, because if we just really accept that um, we're, it's like we already have it, you know? Like, and that's the thing I've been realizing with the video games is that, like, I go, oh, in this journey and this, that, and the other, like, um, it might be alone or whatever, but then it's like, I have the same friends since middle school. We still play, you know, we play Arc Raiders together. Um, and I realized like I'm able to open up and be funny, like have a good time and do shit like that. Um, and to be grateful for that, and to be grateful for my friends and the people in my life as friends. And like I'm saying about the baseball practice, I feel that I'm being called to be the highest God possible, right? And if that's the case, then only I am being called to do that. Everybody else isn't being called to do that. So I have to go do that. And with that being said, um, people can figure it out, and I think that's the thing. Um, yeah, so I guess I'm gonna keep reading. You can join me on YouTube if you like. If not, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. partnership with Thoth. Alright, we'll rate this one, then I'll edit some videos, and we'll come back. What? You got me right. Alright. Divine partnership with Thoth. An evolution of relationships. This is Thoth that is moving into the forefront of this divine transmission. The subject of this divine transmission is entering onto a divine partnership. A divine partnership with me, Thoth, and the greater bandwidth of divine consciousness, and a divine partnership with your multidimensional self, your fully realized self. This invitation to enter into the divine partnership is in response to your asking, in response to your knowing, in response to your inner guidance. For you have the awareness that what you have been longing for is to truly be matched, eye to eye, peer to peer, divine to divine, from a place of equality, equanimity, and a knowing that all is well. This is being matched and being in a divine partnership with me, Thoth, as well as yourself through the pages of this sacred text, will awaken the resurrected and evolved divine union. It will awaken the evolution of relationships and unity consciousness, which will be based on mutual respect, love, and collaboration. In this, it transcends the old paradigm of relationships where there was power over or power under, or the idea or need that one needed an intersector in order to access the divine. whether that was a priest, parent, or teacher. There is no such thing as power over or power under. All beings are equal. The old paradigm of relationships is outdated. This time in unity consciousness is one in which there is the return of divine wholeness within the system, wherein you are directly connected to source consciousness. As a divine being of light incarnate, you have a direct connection with source consciousness. In this, you are able to connect through multidimensional communication with other beings of light, both incarnate such as yourself and in light such as me, Thoth, on the planet as well as off the planet. This connection is from a place of wholeness to wholeness. There is awareness of you being fully who it is that you are, and the other being, incarnate or in light, being fully who it is that they are on the same playing field on the 50-yard line. This awareness includes the knowledge that no one is better or worse than another. There is awareness of you being fully who it is that you are, and the other being, incarnate or in light, being fully who it is and they are on the same playing field. So that's really interesting to just like open the book and just start saying this stuff before I even really. I'm not gonna say I didn't know because I probably read this before, but maybe I skipped over it. But I might have read this. And that's all I'm saying. That it's like what I wanted was for me to show up on the 50 and someone else to show up on the 50, right? I don't want to show up on the 90 and then you're on the 10, you know? Like, that's not that's not fair to me, you know? Um, and realizing that it isn't fair, and I was right to feel a certain way, to be like, dude, I'm doing way too much. It should be 50-50, not 80-20, this that and the other. If it's 50-50, then it's easy because we can trade, right? We can trade roles, we can trade this, trade responsibilities. That's where we have to figure things out, and that's why we're here today. And shouts out to you two for letting me go live for over an hour. Read this chapter. We'll take a break, and then we'll officially start the next chapters. Hey, stay fit. What's going on, Zuri? You're right. We should work out in between chapters. I like that idea. That's gonna be today. We're gonna read the book. We're gonna work out. Sun's gonna come out. We're gonna, get the energy back. Um, sure. Just see, once you start getting out the negative energy, the positive thoughts start coming in, and that's what's interesting is like just releasing it and accepting these emotions and recognizing them, and not necessarily accepting them as like you're becoming said emotions, but just accepting that you've had this thought, recognizing right that you had it, and being like, all right, what are we gonna do about it? Versus like, I'm angry about this. Oh, let's do this. All right. There's no one who knows more about what is best for you than you, and that includes me, Thoth, and the beings of light who are present in this divine conversation, this wider bandwidth of the Council of Light. We have agreed and chosen to engage with those of you who have decided to engage with us in order to resurrect this divine consciousness. Spiritual technology of multidimensional energy and consciousness. The methodology utilized in the pages of the sacred text is one of vibrating in consciousness. As we are connecting with you, as we are collaborating with you in your system, as we are entering into this divine partnership, there is the invitation for you to be engaged at the level of your full multidimensionality, the level of your divine union self. We are being with you, all of you, at that fully turned on, awakened level. That creates an environment where your system naturally remembers what it is like to have all your dimensions turned on and functioning optimally, to be in a state of divine wholeness and divine union. This is an evolutionary spiritual technology or methodology that utilizes vibration and consciousness to awaken the divinity codes within your system. The sequence of divine light that is activating within your system is a divine light activation. Through this awakening process, the full access to that which you are already are is remembered. It is not that you weren't divine and now all of a sudden you are divine. Rather, it is that you were vibrating in different dimensions than the fully realized multidimensionality of you. Throughout this journey together, throughout this divine partnership, you will have an awareness of reawakening, of that which has been dormant coming back into life. You will also have an awareness of what are naturally your origin source codes returning to their fully calibrated and turned on space. This is an innovative spiritual light technology and a different way of looking at who you really are. In the past paradigm, of survival and separation, there was much focus on what wasn't working well, or on trying to clear or release those aspects of yourself that you didn't like or that you thought were holding you back. Yet, from our perspective, all of you matters and has purpose. When you bring everything to the table, that which you prefer and that which you don't prefer, you provide rocket fuel for your evolution and consciousness. This is viewed from the perspective of a vibration of inclusion. There is not any thought that you've ever had, any experience that you've ever experienced that isn't part of the divine wholeness, a part of the divine union. This isn't about releasing slower vibrations, it's about integrating them back into the wholeness, the oneness of all that there is. This conversation is a conversation of inclusion. It is from being matched, having an environment where the slower vibrations that you carry and are connected to are welcome, and your higher vibrations are welcome as well. This environment where you can access the full brilliance of you, the genius of you, vibrationally encourage you to embody and express that fully alive and embodied divine knowing. This totality is your divine union, your brilliant self. As this becomes your new set point where it is you come from, there is also the leaving behind of your old ways of being, which might include thought forms expressing, for instance, that it's not okay to be as brilliant as you are, or it is not safe to shine your light brightly. There is an awareness of being matched, really being matched at the level of your multidimensional, fully embodied divine self. There is something within you that has been longing for this. It has been craving for this, for it senses that there is so much more that resides within you that perhaps you are actualizing on a daily basis. Part of that gap between what you know is possible and what you created involved an old environment on the earth plane. However, now that the Earth's environment is evolving, those codes that reside within you, which can access the new vibration and consciousness, are awaking, for it is their time to do so. As such, you can be congruent between the infinite being that you truly be and what you actualize in this incarnation in your life. Man, it's like everything I just said. This is crazy. collaboration of galactic proportions. We speak about being matched. Being matched is how we are being with you on a multidimensional level throughout this sacred text and within the invitation to enter into divine partnership with me, Toph, and Source Consciousness. Being matched in divine partnering is also the foundation to a wider collaboration that involves a revolution and evolution of remembering of an evolution that is not only about you as an individual in the earth plane, it is also about the multiverse. You are co creating with beings of light, ascended masters, teams of consciousness that are partners in the larger evolution and consciousness. This is co creation involves with other beings of light who are incarnate on the earth plane, who are visionaries in that they have visions that they carry within them. It is time to awaken these visions as well. It is not just about those who are beings of light who have incarnated as what are most commonly referred to as humans beings. It is not just about the human race. Although we wouldn't call you human, we would know that you are divine and that the word human has so much charge to it that it implies that you are separate from source. Being a human being also implies that you have a small self and you were born into the original sin and that God is outside of you and above you in all these things. That's one of the reasons we don't say human. Also, we don't say human because your origins is not earth. Within you are other incarnations from other planets, as well as the consciousness of your particular role in deciding to come to Earth at this time to be engaged at this level. However, it is not entirely up to the beings that are incarnated, the brilliant systems of the human race, to evolve consciousness in the future of the collaborative effort. There is much support from so many beings of light who aren't incarnate, who aren't necessarily in the physical dimension space of the earth plane and who are here to support the process. This invitation to enter into divine partnership with me, Thoth, in the Council of Light, the bandwidth of consciousness that is your access point to source consciousness, is something to be chosen and engaged in form your level of free will choice. Because you are within the tablets of Thoth, you have a connection with me, Thoth, already. It may be familiar and it may be brand new. Our divine partnership is in tune with the awareness of the collaborative vibration and energy that is also returning the partnership between incarnate physical and the non physical energetic. This partnership is very natural, not extraordinary or out there. For us to have a direct connection with you, being of lights to being of light, from a place of equality in your wholeness and with your inner guidance, is indeed a divine partnership. This partnership never steps over the 50-yard line. We always honor your free will and your conscious choice. That is why these tablets of light are placed on the altar of the heart, or the altar of inclusion. The tablets are yours to pick up or not. We wanted to share the state of being matched and entering into the divine partnership to really set the stage of your conscious awareness of how this particular book, this sacred text, is perhaps unlike any other that you have engaged with. Its vibrational environment is a conversation divine to divine. It is encoded so that you read the pages as you interact with the tablets. You awaken your multidimensionality in your divine wholeness. You may have a divine partnership at this level with a being of light such as me, Toph, or you may have a stronger connection to another being of light, and it may be directly within infinite oneness, source consciousness, God, goddess, and or all that there is, and it may be your higher self. Yet having a place where you can match and being in a divine partnership opens up worlds. It creates greater ease and grace. We look forward to engaging with you at this level and through the process, supporting you in accessing the full breadth of who you are and the divine light mission you came to earth to contribute. We complete this segment at this time knowing that all is well and you are all. it's cool because like what I'm getting is like talks like, yo, we'll let you do what you got to do because that's your free will, but we're going to be here at the 50. When you show back up at the 50, we'll be right here. You know, we're not going to be at the 40, we're not going to be at the 60, we'll be at the 50. So when I show up, they show up, you know. And have I been showing up? Um, no, I've been trying to do all this other stuff for everyone else to get like, oh, you guys can show up with me, but it's not their job to show up with me. It's my job to show up for myself. And as I embrace that and take the responsibility in that, that's what I feel is are going to be the changes. So as we move forward, this is what we're going to do. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break, edit some videos, have a little snacky, and then we'll continue with the actual first chapter of the book. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned in about an hour or two for the next chapter, and in about an hour, you'll see a new video about the story of the puppies. So much love.